Okay, so welcome back to my channel. Um, and if you're listening from my podcast, welcome to my podcast. Please uh, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel and follow me on my podcast as I'll be posting more about mental health and mental health stigma. This is just an introductory video about what mental health stigma is. Um, yeah. So, what is mental health stigma? Mental health stigma refers to the negative attitudes, beliefs, and discrimination uh, that people with mental health conditions receive. It often starts in stereotypes, prejudice, and a lack of understanding from society or family or whoever for that matter. This can lead to social exclusion and even self stigma, where individuals internalize those negative perceptions that start to believe them. So there are many types of stigma that relate to mental health. First off, there is public stigma that refers to the widespread societal attitudes towards people with mental illnesses. Um, that, oh, your mental health is just an excuse, or you're just being lazy, you don't want to do your work. Um, or then people start believing that and they either are not allowed to get support or they don't want to get support because they think that they're just being lazy. Uh, so that's where self-stigma comes in. Self-stigma occurs when individuals with mental health issues start believing in these negative sayings and thoughts, uh, and begin to feel ashamed or unworthy. Uh, there's also institutional stigma, which includes discriminatory policies or practices within systems like healthcare, employment, and education, where maybe your workplace or your school might, or even just some people, a few people from your school or your workplace might uh, be saying these things to you that your mental health is an excuse and sidelining it and whatever. Mental health stigma has profound effects on individuals. It can prevent from seeking help. It can reduce their access to care. Like I said earlier, they might not be allowed to get help, or they might not want to get help due to the stigma. Uh, and this can contribute to worsening mental health conditions. People might avoid therapy or medication out of fear of being judged or labeled, which can lead to untreated or poorly managed mental illness. I'm sure I've said this in a past video, but one of the reasons why I am in the mental health field and want to become a psychologist is because I believe that mental health is as important as physical health. I work at well, not really work, but I am part of a hotline, and I see so many people that come from backgrounds where people in their families or society um, treat them this way. And well, that's just one reason why I want to become a psychologist. I'm sure I've said more earlier about uh, that's also why I started writing those books that I write. Um, Stigma doesn't just affect individuals, it has broader social and economic impacts. When people are afraid to talk about their mental health because they think it might show them as weak, or because of what society might think, or what society already thinks of them, um, it perpetuates a cycle of misunderstanding and discrimination. This can lead to lost productivity, increased healthcare costs, and general decline in community well-being. Before I show you this slide, I do have a article that I found last night, um, that talks a bit about mental health stigma. There are many readings out there on social media, on, well, you can just search on Google. There are many posts about mental health stigma, articles, posts, whatever. So I'm going to show you one of them that I found last night. Okay, so this is the article that I found last night. It's called Understanding and Addressing Mental Health Stigma Across Cultures for Improving Psychiatric Care. This is posted by the National Library of Medicine. I will read the abstract to you, and I will post this article link in my description along with a few other links so you can um, read this. I'll tell more about what the other links are later and end of the video. But yeah, I'll post this in my description box. I'll read like part of the abstract. Stigma, characterized by negative stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination, is a significant impediment in psychiatric care, deterring the timely provision of this care and hindering optimal health outcomes. Pervasive in all aspects of psychiatric care, stigma leads to delayed treatment, increased morbidity, morbidity, and diminished quality of life for those with poor mental health. I'm going to pause there. I hope people start to realize how important mental health is. It's as important as your physical health, and people just don't care for it enough. Yeah. Hence, better understanding the impact of stigma across different cultural contexts and critically essential, aiming to inform culturally nuanced strategies to minimize its consequences and contribute to a more equitable and effective psychiatric care system. I'm going to stop there. You can read more on your own time if you want. Um, and I will go back to showing you my slides. Okay, so addressing mental health stigma is crucial for many reasons. Uh, the first reason being that it's about human dignity and respect. Everyone deserves to be treated with compassion and understanding, regardless of their mental health status. Raising awareness helps to challenge stereotypes and encourages people to be more open and accepting. That's the most important reason for why it's important to address mental health stigma. When we reduce stigma, we create a safer environment for people to seek help. This can lead to earlier intervention, better outcomes, and a stronger, more supportive community. It also helps to normalize mental health discussions, making it easier for people to talk about their experiences without fear of judgment. And lastly, what can we do to combat mental health stigma? Well, it starts with education, learning about mental health, listening to people's stories, and challenging your own biases. It's also important to speak out against stigma when we see it, whether it's in the media, in conversations, or in our communities. By being advocates for change, we can all play a part in breaking the silence around mental health. And that is the end. If you made it to the end, please comment. What should we comment today? You can comment done if you made it to the end. Um, and please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're listening to this from Spotify, thank you for listening to my first episode. I will be posting more soon, so please follow me on Spotify. Thank you.